Hi team. You're welcome to today's meeting. And I hope everyone had a really good week. Uh, yeah, so we're going to start immediately with I can't remember who is Viviana, who is leading what?
Okay, I can start with the issues and the retro, and then you present the issues for next week.
All
It's
right.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So who is ready to start sharing the issue, the new feature? Okay, go ahead.
We are
Then.
issue 10, so
Who?
I can start. But Tatam is here, I don't see.
Okay.
Okay. Because I see only the sharing videos, people. That's why I didn't see you. Okay. Okay, I will share my screen. Am I right, Tata?
Yes.
Okay. One second, I'm opening the okay. Screen. And pause. Yeah. First code, no. First issue, then showing the, okay. I already don't. Our issue is about showing an error. If you, for example, this is my homepage. If you come here, test list, okay, I have a gem, for example, here. If you come to add empty item, if you click here, please fill out this field. I think it was from default. So Tata, did we put something here? I think it is default, right?
Yeah. By default,
By
it's there.
default. Yeah.
We did.
But if you put, for example, okay, jam.
But I included something just for the sake of it, so that
Okay.
I just included something for the sake of.
Okay. Jam is already in the list. So if you, for example, jam like comma and also here, okay, not jam, orange also here, orange. Okay, orange is already in the list. I think it was okay, right? That's it. Yeah. So I can show the codes. Yeah.
Please just switch to your VS so that I could just explain the other.
Sorry, Tata, I didn't hear you.
I said, could you just please switch to VS Code so that I could just explain the code via your sharing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we included, the first was to check to make sure that an item, you cannot submit an empty item. Given the way they designed the form was already designed so that you cannot submit an empty item, even though we still included a like the possibility that if you submitted an empty item, they will return an error message. But the form already handled that since it was required. It's a required field. Okay, where are we? Okay. Just go to. We included everything. So okay, yeah. We did it at the start of the try block so that nothing before any of this will go through. because we're supposed to be making checks before you can actually save things into the form. So well, I think we're supposed to scroll down where we added the actual things.
Yeah, that's it. No?
I don't. Okay, yeah. I'm talking about the functions, the one we use for normalizing. Hey, please, I'm on it. Sorry, it's my brother.
Okay.
The function.
Yes. Yeah, normalized, but where is it? I don't see this.
Yeah. Let me try and
Not
okay.
here.
You're on a different branch. You're on.
Ah,
You're
okay.
on,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
You could just check out the main. I merged it already. Yeah. Yes, I'm in a meeting.
Yes, here.
Okay. So like I said, we included the normalization at the beginning of the try block. This was to normalize both to lowercase and then to replace special characters, punctuations, and spaces, so that even if you, in fact, I think everybody actually got it. Even if you put like the space bar, PPLEYs, and then there was already apples in the list, it will normalize it to say that apples already exist. Okay, so now we had a small function item exists just above, just scroll. um yes, okay, item exists, which takes data, which takes the data that is being fetched from the database, as in all your list items, and then it checks if the list item, I see you had scrolled too down, too low, the item exists function.
Yeah.
You just scroll back up a bit to the item exists function. Okay, yeah. So like a bit like
I think it's line 43.
yeah. Okay. The item exists function, this way we define it. It takes the data and then it checks some item. It normalizes the item since we created a function already for normalization, and then it compares it. We take name because the way managed list was set up, the name in which your inputs seem to be added to the list is stored under this variable called name. It was stored on another variable, but we merged I and D, then we worked together, so we realized we could use this name here. So we compare them. If they are the same, then if I like the next for line 48, if item exists, if it returns a true statement, then we say that this item is already in the list. We normalize the item obviously before displaying that it is already in the list, so that a user will be able to see it easier. Yeah, so technically that is our entire issue. It wasn't too complicated. We thank God.
Cool, thank you. That is a cool feature. And I like your code. The only thing I would suggest is like a further improvement that we can add to the app is like normalizing the name of the items before saving it to the database. So, or maybe before displaying the name of the items in the UI. So we can like display all the items capitalized or non-capitalized, but like having a consistent in that sense. But cool, and really nice shops there. So thank you.
Okay.
Anyone has any question about this feature? So we can continue with, yeah, Becca.
I wanted to ask a little bit about how did they normalize the names of the items, because this is a new concept for me. Perhaps it shouldn't be, but I do want to take up the opportunity to learn. So how exactly does it work? Because there's several characters in there, and I was wondering if you could go a little bit more in depth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I see you didn't work on it on this particular the normalization? I don't
Yeah.
know if I should explain. Would you like
Yeah,
to?
Becca, if you see here, so this is for punctuation, this is for spaces. Actually, I didn't aware of before this, so I was checked on Google something. So
Okay.
I saw this. This is explains for punctuation, and this is for spaces. So we define normalized name here. To how to normalize, we teach the app here. So then we use normalized name with item dot name. So it gives me, okay, this is the normalized one. Yeah, but the key is this.
Thank you. Yeah, this is very interesting. I'll look further into it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Okay, so if you didn't work before with regex or regular expressions, Becca, here in the chat, I will copy a link to the MDN documentation that it explains it all.
Thanks.
So, yeah, maybe we can just continue with the other issue. Yeah, okay.
I can share my screen. Mm. Okay. Oh, sorry, I opened it right away. So there's not really a lot to show in the UI.
Becca, I would say if you start the app, you can just check one item and then show it in the console, and then I can talk through the code.
Right. So there's not a lot of like very visible changes in the UI. What you can see is that once we check an item, well, nothing happens here because we eliminated the console logs. But if we go to the Firebase console, in my list, I checked off bananas, which is here. Sorry, let me try that again. Well, you can see, for example, here you will see that the date last purchase is set to today and the time right now. And since the item was checked, I think somewhat soon to be purchased again, it took that date in there. So let me try again and check another one. Spinach, which I think is here again. If we go into bread, and I check off
Maybe
prep.
before you check it, just show it
Yeah.
up first in the air.
Okay. There's tampons. You can see the dates there. Check it off. And it changes here, and the name, the total purchases change.
Yeah. Also, the date
So,
next purchased, it
yeah,
September.
these two dates change. Yeah. So, do you want to go into the code, Eva?
Yeah. I can. I mean, maybe if you first go to the dates, to the utils. Yeah. Here we created the function address, which takes dates and it returns basically the number of days. That's the difference between them. And then, yeah, we imported this function into the Firebase. Yeah, and did it in the update item. So what we did is basically on line 196, we had to get the reference to the document itself, to the item in the database. And then we saved the date last purchased and the date next purchased into two variables. It's line, yeah, it's these 4 lines. And then we calculated, yeah, then we further down, we use the utility function and we calculated between these dates, the days between the last purchase date, and then we use these calculations in the calculate estimate function, which we also imported. This was the one from the npm package. And we basically use this value to update the date next purchased in the await block update doc. It's line 250. Yeah. Yeah, so what it does, it basically, it looks at how many purchases I think we made of the item, when did we purchase it last time, and what's the difference between like the dates of the purchases, and it calculates based on that the next purchase for the item. I think.
Are there any questions?
No. It's well explained.
Okay.
No, you did a great work here. It was one of the complicated issues, so great work. The only thing I already mentioned you in a Slack was that I was confused because at one point when you mark a new item, it's like the two dates, the date next purchase and date last purchase are the same. So I was confused by that, but you already mentioned that you had discussed it, and maybe this is something that in case it causes some trouble, we can address it like later. So I think that you did a great work with this issue. So thank you.
Thank you.
If there aren't more questions, we can continue with the retro.
All right.
Cool. So let's take 5 minutes to complete our board. We'll copy the link in the chat just in case. Okay. Okay, so see you in a moment. Is everyone done?
No.
No? Okay, let's take 1 more minute.
Okay, I'm done. Yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay, everyone didn't? Can we start? Do you need more time?
Nope, I'm done.
Okay, so I will share my screen. Here we are, and let's start with appreciations. The first one is from Tata.
Um,
Tata, Toto, do you want to start?
okay, sorry. I
Okay,
forgot.
thank you.
Uh, like I said, I would like to thank the mentors for the sort of inspirational talks last week, gearing us to be more serious and to be more diligent because I feel it had an effect on our speed and also our efficiency. We were more pressed to want to complete our issues earlier, sending our PRs and then also get them merged. So yeah, I'm really appreciating their efforts in that sense. And also my pair partner did them. We had a pretty smooth working week. Especially given that Monday was sort of off for us, but I was really amazed at how we could collaborate like really, really good this week. We got things sorted out really nicely, and we didn't have as many meetings. We had like one meeting, but it was really effective, like one very effective meeting where we had been communicating async. So it was really wonderful. I really thank, yeah, everything. Like I said, I'm loving everything that's going. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Tata. So next one is Chamaka.
Yeah, so for me, my appreciation this week goes to everybody really. I like how we're able to come together as a team and talk about what we are doing well and what we're not doing well, and we are also able to go back and apply those things we came up with as a team to work on. And I really saw a lot of that this past week, where everybody was like really working hard to make everything work, and then as a team we're able to hit our goals. So I appreciate everyone for showing up and showing out. Thank you.
Thank you, Chamaka. Next one is for Didem.
So, as I mentioned, our task was not complicated, but we coordinated with Tata and finished our issue early this week. So, it was a good week for me. Thank you, Tata, and thank you all. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Didem. Next one is me. Also wanted to shout out to the whole team for the commitment and the hard work during the week. And it was really nice that everyone like showed up in a Slack with quick replies and I don't know, asking questions on time earlier in the week about issues and merging on time. So it was a really great week. So thank you all. Eva?
Yeah, so I just wanted to thank Chamaka because we had some minor issue with our task, and we asked her, and she was able to show up quite fast, and so we were able to resolve it and continue on. And then also to Becca, who again showed up for the work, and she also had some technical issues early on the week. with the internet connection, but she went to the library and we still managed to communicate even if she couldn't talk. So yeah, that was fun. Yeah, and if overall it went really well the week. So yeah.
Thank you, Eva. Becca.
So this week was, I think it went really smooth. Despite the fact that it didn't have internet early in the week, and Eva was super patient with me. I really want to shout out Eva as a team member. You're so knowledgeable, so patient, and super kind. Working with you is so much fun. Not that it's not fun with everybody else, but this week was particularly fun in that sense. Yeah, and to the mentors who are more than happy and super quick to show up and help us out the way if I mentioned, it's very reassuring to have that kind of support, and I don't take it for granted. And Dina and Tata were super nice this week as well with your comments, and yeah, also very communicative. I can't understate how much I enjoyed this week.
Okay, thank you, Becca. So let's go with what went well this week, Tata.
Okay, like I said, we understood that issue, we developed solutions pretty quickly. I even highlighted the fact that Monday was sort of dedicated towards a completion of the previous week's issue. But like the collaboration was so smooth, and I keep using the word effective because we didn't necessarily have all that many meetings, but we spoke async, and then we just cleared the issue like grass, swang swang. So it actually went pretty nicely. Yeah, the communication was wonderful, as well as completing our issue sort of early.
Okay, thank you, Tata. Chamaka.
Yeah. So for me, what went well this week and the other week, everything went well actually for me. The ACs were met, the PRs were up on time, you know, and we also communicated by Wednesday. I heard from the collabs, you know, they didn't wait till I think it was on Tuesday actually. Because I know I spoke with them before the office hours, which was really nice. Like I liked that a lot, that they didn't have to wait till office hours, you know, to ask questions. They came forward immediately, and I was really happy to help. So that's a lot of improvement and communication, good communication, you know, as a team on our side. So everything really went well for me this week. No complaints at all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chamaka. Didem.
Yeah, even though I was a bit busy on Monday and Tuesday, so I didn't look at anything. But we solved most items without any call. Maybe our issue is not so complicated, I'm saying again. But everything went well. So thank you.
Thank you, Didem. So yeah, for me, it's same. Everything went well, but I wanted to highlight like the communication that was like really improved from other weeks. So nice work on that. Eva.
Yeah, I also think this week went really well. We managed to solve the task quite fast, and also after we submitted our PR, we got like nice comments from Tata and did them on time. So that was everything went really well this week.
Thank you, Eva. And Becca.
I think again, what has been said this week went really well, went smoothly. And I think something that I really want to point out that went well is that when I was taking a bit too long to do the review, Tata called me in and he tagged me and let me know that it was the last thing that was missing, that I was sort of holding the process. That's something that worked really well, and I'm very thankful for it. So all around a great week.
Thank you, Becca. So let's continue with what could be improved? Tata?
Okay, I said I personally could also have improved consciousness in responding to the approvals because, like I said, I tagged Didem, but then I tagged Rebecca. I mean to say, then Friday, Saturday, I had some complications with my machine. I had to do something, so it's literally today that I came and then saw that Viviana had reviewed it already before I merged to the code base. So I think that could be the thing that could have been improved, even though I could say that had external factors which influenced me not to be able to communicate on Saturday, Friday, and Saturday. But yeah, aside from that, I think that's more or less the thing that could have been improved, making a merging it to the code base earlier.
Okay, thank you, Tata. Chamaka?
So for me, what could be improved? I think as a team, we've gotten a hang of what the process, could be like for us to get a good result. So I would say we could just like continue building on it, continue acting on what we already know, showing up on time, communicating well, doing all that stuff, because we've seen that if we do them on time, it gives a good result. Like this week, everyone is happy with the outcome. We just have to keep doing what we are doing, what we know that will give a good result, so I will keep getting a good result. That's it for me. I'm really happy where we're at.
Thank you, Chamaka. So yeah, for me the same is everything is working well, and we need to continue like keep the good work like at this point. But the only thing, very little thing I wanted to mention is that maybe we can take more advantage of the GitHub notification when you tag someone there for review. Like it means that immediately a notification will be sent to this person. So like for us, like as mentors, maybe if you tag us when others reviewers have approved the PR, like it's like you can rely on this notification. So it's kind of ordering a bit the process, and also then when we provide our approval, you will also receive a notification. So this is something that for me personally is very useful. So yeah, if you are not receiving this notification from the GitHub, maybe you can change your settings there. And also, I think I wanted to mention is for me, it's very important, like the PR description, because it is like your public work, it's something that will remain there, and you may want to show to people in interviews, or I don't know, anyone who is like looking at your work. We can we'll see your PRs and all the things that you wrote right there. So it's kind of something that it's nice to put attention to, like that is well right and well, I don't know, that you like take care of the formatting and all that. But it's super personal and are very little things that I wanted to mention. So that is all for me. Eva?
Yeah, so I think from my side, there are really no pointers for improvement. I just as Chamaka mentioned, that it would be nice to carry this on into the next week.
Yeah. Thank you, Eva. Didem?
Yeah, for my side, there is nothing, but I agree with you. Maybe I can improve my GitHub skills. So approve, comment something. I need to check it when I make a PR. And checking PR, the other things, yeah.
And Becca? Thank you, Didem.
I mean, from my side, I definitely could improve my time in because I was lagging the process a bit on Friday. with the review of the other pair's code. That can be improved from my side. I think we still made it well on time, so while it wasn't bad, it can certainly be improved. And uh, now that Dita mentions it, I think my GitHub skills can also be improved. That would also be helpful if there are any resources that the mentors can share. I think practice will bring about, the necessary improvements, but if there's anything out there that I could look into, that would be super helpful. Other than that, this week was all around really, really good.
Thank you, Becca. So yeah, I think we can just continue with the issues for next week.
Okay. For you, Becca, we have a TCL slide, Git and GitHub slide. And we were supposed to do it on the very first office hour, the first week, but I think I did a little demo on the very first meeting, which I know a majority of the collab is weren't there as we are right now. So I think it's worth resharing that particular slide. So I'm going to share it again. It's a Collab Lab material, just showing you the Git process that we use, even that approving that Didem is talking about, how to review a PR, how to approve, how to leave a comment, I think it will really be helpful. So after the meeting, I'm going to share that on Slack. Okay, so we're going to really go through our app is really coming out nicely and we're progressing really well. We'll soon start styling, but before that, we still need to add 2 more features. So the first one is, as a user, I want to be able to delete items from my shopping list so that the list isn't cluttered with items I don't want to buy in the future. So the users might make a mistake when entering an item. When we're talking about the issue of checking and unchecking after 48 hours, after 24 hours, usually comes up like, what if they check the item mistakenly and they didn't need to check it, or they didn't want to check it and then they just checked it? So this feature will always come in handy in that situation. They can easily just like delete at that point and then re-add the item, instead of having to allow them to check or check, uncheck. So that's what this one is really about. So they're able to delete any item they think they don't need anymore, in order to like reduce the list or to just like clean it up a little bit. So the AC is the list item component renders a button that allows the user to delete an item when it's clicked, and then clicking the delete button prompts the user to confirm. Because it's a disruptive feature, you need to confirm, because they can also easily click the button mistakenly. That's why it's good that you intercept that process of delete to show them like a confirm something. You can use the JavaScript on the pop-up JavaScript on. You can also use yours, I think they talked somewhere about the confirmation dialog. I'm coming there. And then the delete item function is already there, and then deletes an item. So it's already in the Firebase.js. So the notes activating the delete button should show a confirmation dialog. We want to give the users a chance to confirm disruptive item actions. Then it might be tempting to create your own modal to handle the confirmation, but modals are fraught with accessibility concerns. So consider using the simple JavaScript confirm dialog. So it's just talking about the default one that pops up. I think you're already using it now to confirm or to show the success message. Are you? Can't remember. But it's just the default JavaScript one where it just pops up at the top of the page. You don't have to use yours. If you want to build your own modal, you can also make it accessible so that a user can also use probably screen readers to access the modal. That's what this point is talking about. But yeah, that's what this one is basically. You just delete and then make sure you ask the user again for the second time if they want to delete. Is there any questions?
So there is no update to Firebase. It's already working, right? As far as I understand, item 3, yeah.
Yeah, so they
Out.
already have a function for you. So you just have to pass probably the ID of the item or whatever props that is the function is requesting.
We only call this function. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the last one is, as a user, I want to view a list of my shopping list items in order of how soon I'm likely to need to buy each of them again, so that it's clear what I need to buy soon. So this is literally like the essence of the whole application, to be able to just at first glance of your shopping list, you know what you need to buy tomorrow, next tomorrow, coming days, next week, next month, you know. So this is really it. So this feature is just talking about sorting the items by how soon the user might need to buy the item, to make it easier for the user to identify what they need to buy. So which will in turn help them to better plan their shopping trips. To that end, we'll be sorting items into 4 possible groups according to how urgently the user should buy them. So the first group is need to buy soon. So these ones, the items that belong under this criteria is the ones that they need to buy in 7 days or fewer, you know. So the deciding factor is the next purchase date that Becca's team worked on this past week. So that will literally be like what you use to decide or determine when the user is due to buy the item. So there is a first group which is under 7 days. There is the second group which is between 7 and 30 days, which is the buy kind of soon. And then there is ones that are not soon, above 30 days, up to 1 month for you to need them again. And then there is also the inactive. Inactive is like it got to the date they were supposed to buy it, but they didn't buy it, and then they didn't tick it as bought again, you know, and then it's been 60 days since they were supposed to buy it or since they last purchased it. So you can classify them as inactive. So you're expected to sort the list according to these 4 criteria. So that's what this issue is about. To implement this feature, your team will need to create a new UI element so that the user knows how the items are sorted and write some logic behind the scenes to perform the sorting itself. Read the ACs and our notes carefully to be sure you understand the tasks, and don't be afraid to reach out to the rest of your team if you need help. So the ACs, the items in the list are shown with an indicator that tells the user they should buy the item soon, kind of soon, and not soon, or inactive. So this urgency indicator does not rely on only color. So they just need you like UI wise, you know, physically, as I'm seeing the screen, the list, I need to be able to tell apart which group my list belong to, my list items belong to. So I need to be able to know which, even though they are supposed to like be sorted in the sense that the soon ones will be up, you know, followed by the kind of soon. Even at that, I also need to be able to, additionally, you need to be able to see something on the screen that should tell me that this one belongs to the soon, kind of soon, and not soon. And they're saying that don't depend on only colors. You can also use text, you can also use demarcation, you can also, whatever it is, you know, but just like make it different, make it apparent that these ones belong to soon, these ones belong to kind of soon, that kind of thing. That's what this first one is talking about. So the second one, in the Firestore page, it has a new function which is called compare purchase urgency function with the following behaviors. It sorts inactive items last, then sorts items in ascending order of days until next purchase, and then sorts items with the same days until next purchase vertically. So if you complete all of the previous ACs, consider what happens when an item's next date next purchase has passed but isn't yet inactive. Let's call that overdue. So, you know, the inactive ones has to be up to 60 days since they bought it. But what if it's like 55 days, 56 days? So they're telling you to consider these ones as overdue, but they're not up to inactive yet, but they're just overdue. So extend the functionality of this to sort overdue items to the top of the list. Okay. and then indicate in your UI when an item is overdue. So they just like introduced a fifth criteria, which is called overdue. Because they are not up to 60 days, they are not inactive yet, but they are just overdue. So you kind of want to see those overdue ones first before you see the soon. So the overdue has to be like at the very top of the list. And then as usual, you have to also mark it as overdue, however you want to do it, so that the owner will also know that this is overdue, these items are overdue, and I need to buy them ASAP, that kind of thing. So there's a lot to do for this issue, actually. Read this session for some ideas about how to approach the task. So the get dates between dates function in the utils function folder will be helpful. Remember that the dates in Firebase database are special timestamp objects. You will need to call days to convert it to a JavaScript object. You already know that because you've worked a lot with dates. So indicating purchase urgency in the UI, it's tempting to use colors or icons to indicate how soon the user should buy an item. Keep in mind that if you use only color, a color-blind user won't be able to tell the difference. If you use icons, you have to teach users what each icon means. So with these constraints, it's probably better to render plain text, like I said before, just use text. You can still use colors alongside the text, or the design where the text goes is up to you. So sorting the list, we are sorting by multiple criteria, whether the item is active or inactive, then by the number of days until next purchase, and then alphabetically by name. So sorting by multiple criteria can be tricky. We have a link here, an MDM docs for you to make reference to, and also understand how the JavaScript sort works and everything. Yeah, so you can write the compare purchase urgency function. Yeah, so this seems like a lot. But yeah, it's basically talking about sorting the whole list, And as I said before, it's the very essence of the Collab Lab project. We call it the smart shopping list, where you're able to just like sort your list according to when you're likely to buy which item. So this is like it. This is the feature that does that. So you just have to pay attention to the notes here, to the ACs, and then to this explanation. And you better understand what the ticket is about. But obviously you can always reach out if you get stuck or if you don't understand. But for now, do you have any questions? Is it straightforward for now? Probably till you start working on it. Okay. Going to quickly get the schedule for this week so I can do the assignments.
I already assigned the 12, issue 12. So this is for Becca and Tata.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's it. So as I said before, when you start working on it, it might not really be apparent right now. When you start working on it and you find anything, please reach out. We'll be checking Slack to see the progress and see where we can jump in. So that's it. Do we have any other thing we haven't spoke about? Any outstanding? I'll finish on time today. All right, I guess that's it. I'm going to create the threads and then post the Git ones that I promised you guys. And then I wish you a really, really good week. Have fun doing your issues. We'll be here with you, okay? All right, bye. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank